Hey everyone, and welcome back to another one of my quick Mythic Plus boss guides for Dragonflight Season 3, and thank you to everyone that have supported these so far. So, in this video, I'll be taking you to another blast from the past, which was always a good one back in Legion, which is Darkheart Thicket. So the first encounter is Archdruid Dallas. Everyone make sure to not be in front of him as he does a frontal cone that knocks players and does a ton of damage. Every time that frontal is casted, be sure to not be near the boss, especially in front of him, as he'll simply charge forward towards you. For the tanks, make sure to point the boss away from the group to avoid them getting hit by Primal Rampage. Adds will gradually appear in this fight, so DPS make sure to kill these adds as quickly as possible, as these leave trails of goop which is harmful and will fill up the boss area, so the quicker the better. During the fight, the boss will lunge on a random player with Grievous Leap, which inflicts a lot of physical damage and causing a Grievous Tear, which he'll then leap back, doing more physical damage and again causing another Grievous Tear. So healers, be on guard for anyone who gets caught by this ability. So for any player that does get leapt on, make sure to use a defensive and to basically crowd control the adds with all the corruption that's being dropped on the floor to give you more space. The second boss would be Darkheart. The first thing to avoid would be his frontal, which is basically his bad breath, so don't be anywhere facing him. The second is to make sure that you don't walk in any of the routes for when they spawn. These will make you immobilized and dealing heavy amounts of damage for at least 60 seconds on you. If you do happen to get entangled, make sure the group DPSs you out of it to break you free. Darkheart will also apply crushing grip on the tank for 5 seconds, so defensives and focus healing is needed within this period. Kill any adds that will spawn as quickly as possible to prevent getting overthrown and giving the healer more work to do. This boss has a lot of health, and when it's tyrannical, it's just not fun leaving them alive. After avoiding or demolishing all those pesky dragon eggs, you'll then face Dragonflight. On the outskirts of the boss, there are more dragon eggs scattered everywhere on the side, so this fight can be a world of pain if you touch them. Unless you fancy a lot of adds and making things a bit more spicy, make sure to fight this boss in an area like so here, where the fight can be a bit more comfortable based on his abilities. One of them will be Downdraft, as this is an 8-second pushback while inflicting nature damage every second, so any movement speed abilities is key. Another hard hitter is Earth-Shaking Roar, which deals out heavy damage to random players. Healers top these guys up whoever gets the rock spawns to prevent more ticks of damage. Breath of Corruption is a deadly frontal attack, so tanks make sure that the boss is being pointed away from the group to avoid them getting hit. Overall, it's quite an easy boss as long as you have movement speeds and quick spot healing. The final boss is Shade of Xavius. First thing to understand is that there will be 2 types of mechanics to concentrate on during the fight. The first one would be Nightmare Bolt, which is basically the buddy system. Make sure to stack on another player for 20 seconds to avoid getting silenced, so in a nutshell, always stick with your buddy until it finishes. The other mechanic would be Induced Paranoia. If you have this, make sure to spread far away from the group until it goes. The buff will casually spread, so if it touches any of your party, you will be feared for 5 seconds. While these 2 stacks are going, the boss will occasionally hit the tank with Festering Rip, so it's good to keep a defensive ready and cycle them through, as this dot reduces healing as well as inflicting ticking damage. When the boss reaches 50% health, he'll then cast Apocalyptic Nightmare, which inflicts fire damage to nearby enemies. As soon as this hits, always pop a defensive if available, as this is group wide damage, not to mention of him dealing 5% increased damage throughout the remainder of the fight. Oh, and don't forget those pink swellies on the floor, of course. So overall, for the healers, make sure to pop cooldowns for the support on the Paranoia stack. DPS and tanks, be sure to pop defenses for the Festering Rip as well as the feed on the weak casts, while making sure to be with your buddy all at the same time. Simple as that. It can feel a bit tricky at first, but once you get the coordination of your buddy for when the swirlies pop off and timing of your defensive, it's a really fun boss to tackle down. As always folks, thank you for watching this video. Please sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments on what you'd like the next guide to be. Thank you again and happy dungeoning!